Welcome back to the Smart Garden channel, where we explore innovative gardening techniques that work with nature, not against it. Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of Hugelkultur, an ancient European practice that's revolutionizing how modern gardeners think about raised beds. If you've ever wondered how to create self-fertilizing, water-retaining garden beds that actually improve over time, you're in for a treat. Let's uncover the secrets of these hill culture beds that can transform your garden's productivity while reducing your workload. What makes Hugelkultur special? Imagine a garden bed that waters itself, fertilizes itself, and becomes more productive each season. That's the magic of Hugelkultur. At its core, Hugelkultur, pronounced Hugelkultur, is a raised bed technique that mimics the natural processes of forest floors. By burying decaying wood beneath soil, we create a system that slowly releases nutrients, retains moisture like a sponge, and creates a thriving microbiome for your plants. The buried woody material becomes a long-term source of nutrients and organic matter, slowly breaking down over 7 to 15 years, depending on the wood type and climate conditions. This gradual decomposition creates warm, nutrient-rich soil that extends your growing season and reduces the need for supplemental watering and fertilizing. For those of us dealing with problematic sites, Hugelkultur offers elegant solutions. Have heavy clay soil? The decomposing wood creates air pockets that improve drainage while simultaneously holding moisture during dry spells. Working with sandy soil that dries out too quickly? The woody core acts as a moisture reservoir, slowly releasing water to plant roots. I've personally used Hugelkultur beds to transform an area of my garden where nothing would grow due to compacted, nutrient-poor soil into one of the most productive parts of my landscape in just 2 seasons. Building your first Hugelkultur bed. Creating your first Hugelkultur bed isn't complicated, but there are some important considerations to ensure success. Begin by selecting your wood. Hardwoods like oak, maple, and apple decompose slowly, providing nutrients for 10 to 15 years. Softwoods like pine and fir break down more quickly, typically lasting 7 to 10 years. Avoid using black walnut, which contains juglone that can inhibit plant growth, and cedar or black locust, which resist decomposition for too long. The ideal wood is already partially decayed. Think logs that have been sitting on the forest floor for a year or two. Start by either digging a trench about 1 to 2 feet deep or building directly on the ground if you're dealing with compacted soil. The latter approach actually helps break up the soil beneath as roots and soil organisms begin to penetrate downward. Lay your largest logs at the bottom, creating a solid foundation. Next, add progressively smaller branches, twigs, and even leaves, creating a mound. Some gardeners add other compostable materials like kitchen scraps or grass clippings between the wood layers to accelerate decomposition and add nitrogen, which helps counteract the nitrogen draw that occurs during wood decomposition. Cover your woody material with the soil you removed when digging the trench, if applicable, or bring in topsoil to cover the mound. Aim for at least 2 to 4 inches of soil on top. For the first year, add a layer of compost or well-rotted manure to the surface before planting to provide immediate nutrients while the wood below begins its decomposition process. The final height of your bed might be impressive. Traditional Hugelkultur beds can stand 5 to 7 feet tall before settling, but don't worry, they compact significantly over the first few seasons. The first year of your Hugelkultur bed requires some special considerations. As the wood begins decomposing, it will use nitrogen from the surrounding soil, potentially leaving less for your plants. Combat this by planting nitrogen-fixing plants like beans and peas in the first season, or by adding extra compost to the surface. Plants with shallow root systems work well initially, while the deeper areas of the bed are still settling and beginning decomposition. By the second and third years, your Hugelkultur bed will hit its stride. The decomposition process generates heat, extending your growing season by creating a naturally warmed bed. The varying decomposition rates within the bed create microhabitats suitable for different plants. The upper portions will be drier and warmer, perfect for heat-loving crops like tomatoes and peppers, while the lower sides remain cooler and moister, ideal for lettuces and root vegetables. One of the most remarkable aspects of a mature Hugelkultur bed is its water efficiency. After the initial establishment period, many gardeners report rarely needing to water their Hugelkultur beds, even during moderate drought conditions. The decaying wood acts like a sponge, absorbing rainwater and slowly releasing it to plant roots. This makes Hugelkultur an excellent choice for gardens in regions with water restrictions or those seeking to create more sustainable, low-maintenance growing spaces. As your Hugelkultur bed ages, you'll notice interesting changes. The bed will gradually sink as the wood decomposes and compacts. This is completely normal and actually signals that the system is working as intended. Every few years, add a fresh layer of compost to the top to replenish nutrients and maintain the bed's height. The beauty of these beds is that they become more fertile and stable over time, rather than degrading like conventional raised beds that require soil replacement. After about 5 to 7 years, depending on your climate and wood selection, you'll have a bed that contains beautiful, rich, fungal-dominant soil, ideal for most garden plants. The woody matter will have created a soil structure with excellent water retention capabilities and a thriving ecosystem of beneficial microorganisms. At this stage, some gardeners choose to refresh their beds by adding more woody material to the top and covering with additional soil, essentially creating a new layer and extending the bed's productive lifespan. If you're working with limited space, consider creating smaller Hugelkultur beds or incorporating the principles into existing raised beds by burying branches and twigs under your soil. Even these modified approaches can significantly improve your soil's health and productivity while reducing watering needs. Thank you for joining us for this exploration of Hugelkultur gardening. I hope you're inspired to try this remarkable technique in your own garden space. If you've enjoyed this guide, please subscribe to the Smart Garden channel for more innovative gardening approaches that work with nature. Share this video with fellow gardening enthusiasts who might benefit from these sustainable practices. Until next time, keep growing smarter, not harder.